I want us to really be mindful of our bodies. I feel like I waited a long time to go back to the doctor because he told me it was nothing wrong with my thyroid. He told me, oh, you just need to work out more, you need to eat better. He told me these things, and I'm like, well, I'm doing these things and nothing is changing. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sierra. So here on my channel, we are all about creating a life you love. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into today's video. So today I just want to do like a quick little chit chat, just talk about some things that I've been going through, and I feel like it may help somebody else who may be struggling in this time, because we are all going through different stuff. I kind of just want to talk about that I've really been struggling with. So ever since I can remember, I've had weight problems. I remember going to the doctor when I was little, and the doctor, my pediatrician, would straight up tell my mom she's fat, she needs to lose weight, you overfeed her. So I took that with me everywhere. So I knew I was fat, even if I probably wasn't really that fat. I heard this, that I'm fat, and I feel like I heard it at home, I heard it at school, and it was just like, it became my identity. It really stuck with me. So at some point, at the end of my college career, I finally feel like I had got my weight under control. I went to school and gained like freshman 50, pretty much, because I had got up to like 210 or something like that. And by the time I graduated, I was 150. But I lost all that weight pretty much in the last 2 years. So I thought I was in a good place. I'm like, I wear a smaller size, I'm slim, awesome. Ended up going to the doctor, and they still was like, oh yeah, you need to lose more. For your height, you need to weigh 120. And it was just like, okay, so I need to lose more. I got a personal trainer. I told the personal trainer that I wanted to be more lean, because I was like flabby, because I had lost so much weight. Like, I was just kind of loose. So from that point, I actually started to move up on the scale. I didn't realize that I probably would be gaining weight because of muscle. So it kind of took a toll on my mental there. But you know, I felt like I was still comfortable because I was gaining the muscle. However, it got to the point where, fast forward a few years, I felt like I began to gain actual fat. And I couldn't really understand why. I do know when I was working out with the trainer, he encouraged me to, you know, get more protein in my diet, and that will help me, you know, lean out more and stuff like that. So I started doing protein shakes, and then like I just felt like the protein shakes weren't enough, so I added meat into my diet. So before that, I was vegetarian pescatarian, and I feel like that's how I was able to lose the weight initially. I felt like my body was just working A1. I just felt good. And once I added that meat back into my diet, gained like 7 pounds first week. And that should have been a red flag right there, but I'm like, well, maybe it's just my body can't digest this meat. And I feel like I was trying to do keto at the moment, and my boyfriend told me like, don't start eating the meat, just keep doing what you're doing. Started eating the meat, and I feel like from that point it just went downhill. And I wouldn't say I was necessarily eating bad. The only thing I really did was introduce meat back into my diet, but you know, I just kept gaining weight. But I felt like it wasn't a place where I was super uncomfortable, but slightly uncomfortable. So then the pandemic happened, and something that I enjoy doing that you guys probably already know is I like to go to the gym every day. So that was one thing that really affected me. However, I tried to work around it. I tried to do workout videos. I ran outside. However, just the weight loss was still not successful, and I thought it would be so successful because I didn't have to go to work, and I'm like, I can work out multiple times a day. And I was working out multiple times a day. It was not losing the weight. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. All right, so a few months later, the gym opens. So I'm like, okay, cool, the gym's open. I'm about to lose this weight. Y'all, I still haven't lost my weight. So I was kind of concerned. I'm like, I started to tell my mom, and she was like, well, maybe you should have your thyroid checked. I'm like, my thyroid check? And then I actually went to like touch my neck, and I had like this bulging feeling inside of my neck, and she touched it, and she was like, yeah, definitely get an appointment. So I finally got an appointment, and they did like a full blood workup. And I want to tell you, this doctor experience that I had was awesome. I actually went to a new doctor. The first thing that she said to me was not that you're fat. She said, what are your concerns? So we literally went through all my concerns. She got me on an asthma action plan. I talked to her about kind of feeling depressed, and she got me, well, she recommended me that I do some light therapy, like actual lights. And she said it helps with depression just because like in Michigan, we don't get as much sunlight, vitamin D, all that stuff. And then I told her like I want to have my thyroid checked. She was like, she touched it. She was like, definitely enlarged. She didn't feel anything like growing in there. She just said it was enlarged. So she did the blood work. I have not made my follow-up appointment yet. So when I got my blood work back, my thyroid was functioning very low. Now actually, just to back up a little bit, when I went to the doctor before and he told me like he wanted me to lose more weight, I went back maybe a few months after that and got my thyroid checked because I was gaining, but I didn't think anything about my thyroid then. But my mom had just had thyroid cancer, so I just wanted to make sure mine was okay because I thought I felt something. And he was like, no, you're fine. Your thyroid is functioning fine. My blood work came back. He was like, it's fine. But when I looked at the blood work that I just got in comparison, it had dropped 50 points. And he did not tell me that it dropped 50 points. It dropped 50 points in between 2 visits with him that were, I want to say, probably only 6 months apart. So I don't understand why that wasn't a red flag for him. And I don't think I was at the, I didn't notice it. I didn't think to look at my past results. So ultimately the reason that I may be having some trouble with my weight is because my thyroid is functioning low. I have not made my follow-up appointment yet. I still have to get an ultrasound done on my thyroid. And I've just done my own research here lately, and basically the diet that I was on before, like no meat really, I was vegetarian. I would have salmon or shrimp here and there. Like pescatarian, vegetarian diet was a good diet to boost the functioning of the thyroid. It wasn't until I felt like I changed the diet, I started eating meat. He told me I didn't have any gluten sensitivity, so I began to add this stuff back into my diet, and I feel like it really took a toll on my health. So what I want to say for you guys ultimately is we're all handling this pandemic differently. I want us to really be mindful of our bodies. I feel like I waited a long time to go back to the doctor because he told me it was nothing wrong with my thyroid. He told me, oh, you just need to work out more. You need to eat better. He told me these things, and I'm like, well, I'm doing these things and nothing is changing. So I waited too long to go to the doctor, to the point where I actually felt something physically. Then I went to the doctor. So I definitely say it's important, very important, to learn how to advocate for yourself. Push back sometimes on what the doctor says, because at the end of the day, you know your body the best. So this is like my first time, I want to say, in my whole life that I had like a black lady doctor, and she was very thorough. She listened to my concerns. She gave me medical advice outside of, she gave me advice outside of the medical field, which is something I really liked about her. She got me on the asthma action plan. So I definitely say look into getting physicians who actually listen to you. Learn how to advocate for yourself properly, and just learn to be mindful of your body, even the smallest things. And I think I've conditioned myself so much from what doctors, experts have said to me about my weight, instead of listening to my body. Like, I knew that my body felt weird when I had gluten. I knew my body didn't digest certain foods well. But because the doctor said, oh no, it's nothing wrong with you, when the trainer said, oh yeah, you need to add this to your diet, and I didn't see improvement, I don't understand why I didn't stop. But I wanted to listen to experts. So I say, you know your body the best, so pay attention to it. Be mindful. Be mindful. This doesn't even have to be physical. Be mindful of your mental health. Be mindful of your emotional health. You have to be mindful when things change. Take note of that change. Like, why did that make me feel this way? What's going on? So that is an experience that all just happened within this week. I finally got into the doctor, and from this point, ultimately, I don't want to overwork my body, because essentially that's what I was doing. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just work out harder, I'll eat less food. And it sent my body into a crisis. My body is like trying to survive. My body is like, okay, we're trying to compensate here, compensate there. So my body is in survival mode. So this rest of the month of December, I just want to really like love on me. I want to love on myself mentally, emotionally, and physically. I'm not going to overexert myself. I'm just going to try to create a more happy environment for myself, kind of create less stress. I can't stress about my weight anymore. Like, I have to worry about taking care of me, listening to my body. So I don't know, this video is kind of random, but I feel like it can help people. I feel like lots of people don't know that they may have some medical problems because a doctor has brushed them off. If you feel like something's going on, get a second opinion and advocate for yourself. And especially like within the African American community, I don't know why they think we can just tolerate any pain. You read that a lot of times Black people, their pain gets pushed away or they're disregarded. So maybe it's time that we, I don't know, bring more Black doctors in the world. Like, if you have a little one, you know, raise them and inspire them to be the next Black doctor, or find you a Black doctor. But I definitely feel like we need more Black physicians. And even if we do, we need to know where we can find them. So that'll listen, you know, people that'll listen to our concerns, people who may understand our lifestyle. And you know, I just feel like it's a bit of a disconnect there. So I hope that brings some type of awareness to that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of random, but share with a friend, it may help someone. And see ya.